Can we start with the elephant in the studio, retired General David Petraeus and active duty General John Allen, in the midst of a scandal unfolding in soap operatic fashion? What's your take on what we know so far?
I think there's two news flashes here. Newsflash one, David Petraeus is a human being.
Uh-oh.
Newsflash number two, a Marine officer flirts with a woman. There are some real scandals here. I think the first real scandal is the fact that the FBI devoted our taxpayers' dollars to investigating a lover's quarrel and intruding into people's privacy. I think everything that flows from that is fruit of the poison tree. I think the second scandal, an even bigger one, is that we seem to care more about the sex lives of our generals than we do about the real lives of our soldiers. Petraeus and Allen are two of the best generals we've had. We have had a lot of mediocre generals. And in fact, the third big scandal is American generalship and the inattention that the American people, the American media, and the American Congress have paid to it. The real scandal in Iraq has nothing to do with David Petraeus. It's that we had three failed commanders. Tommy Franks, who didn't know how to recognize victory or defeat, didn't understand that the war began when you got to the enemy's capital, and that's not what it ended. Ricardo Sanchez, who had an insurgency blow up in his face and came home embittered that he wasn't promoted for his wonderful performance. And George Casey, a better general, but still a profoundly conventional man who tried to operate unconventionally and was not really able to bring the army along, and so had a civil war in Iraq blow up in his face. David Petraeus, by contrast, got us out of Iraq. And for that, I think we should show a little gratitude here. He's been very generous with his time and his energy over the last 10 years. When it came time for us to be equally generous in response, we, as a nation, were not.
Which brings me to this. Why did you decide to write this book? It seems that that's the reason. You're looking at the big picture in this book of why generals become generals, and we, as a culture, now seem to be obsessed with the small picture.
Exactly. The more trivial, the more energy we devote to it. I think this is partly the poison thrown in the American bloodstream by Fox News. I think there really is a distorting factor there. For example, Benghazi. Benghazi, 4 American security contractors died. Do you know how many American security contractors died in Iraq? No, you don't, because nobody knows. Nobody has kept track. We know it's at least several hundred, but a quick count of the official numbers revealed several incidents that weren't listed in the official numbers. So it's somewhere upward of 300. Yet Fox News has been pounding away on Benghazi for weeks now. And I think there's a broad tabloidization also going on that has messed this up.